what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to cover important reminders that you all might want to take care of before maintenance. I would also like to respect my viewers' precious time, so be sure to use the timestamp chapters in the video playbar as well in the video description to help you get the info you need from this video faster. Back to your day. So this week we do have another Arks record ranking going on. I'm going to mention to y'all, if you open up your menu and you go to personal and then down to Arks record, then random challenge records, you can see right here it's the narrow cage solo. Now this is over in the North Redham region, and you want to make sure that you do at least one run of this, that way so you get yourself the bronze participation reward of the Arks record badge 20, and if you decide to go a little bit hard on it, you can possibly go for silver or gold. Now as always with these, if you have characters on multiple ships, these Arks record rankings are actually independent per ship. So you get a different ranking reward on each ship. So if you have a character on multiple ships, it's a good idea to do one run on each ship. That way so you get yourself some Arks record badges on extra ships. And then you can use those Arks record badges for the weekly Star Gem trade. Whereas you can save the badges on your main ship that you normally play on for the other important things that you want, like your Arms Refiner 2s and just whatever camos they might add in there and stuff. Now the way that you would find this, if you open up your map, and it's right here in the North Redham region, you can see the little king crown right next to the cocoon too. It's the narrow cage cocoon. And it looks like this right here behind us. This is where you would start it up at. So we do have a creative space contest that's going to be coming to an end coming up with the maintenance, and this actually has some pretty nice rewards to it. However, unfortunately, this is very complicated to actually participate in, so I'm going to go over a little bit of it here with y'all on how to do this. Now there is prizes that some participants are going to actually get a hold of this little build space prize, this little trophy looking thing here, which is pretty nice looking. And a really big thing is you actually get 5,000 AC and as well rental space C for 90 days times 4. So basically you get like an entire year of rental space C, I believe is what it comes out to. So it's a pretty nice little rewards that you can get, so it's pretty good to participate in this. Now you will need a Twitter or an X account, and you're also going to need to use the support forum on the official website from SEGA. I'm going to leave links in the video description below to this official website link here so y'all can read through this for yourself. And I'm also going to leave a link below to the official website support page. Now, whenever it comes to making a submission, you have to first go to the support page. And whenever you open up the support page, it's going to bring you to this screen right here. And it's going to have you log into your account on whichever platform you have associated with your Phantasy Star account, whether it be your Xbox, Steam, Epic, or PlayStation. And then from there, it's going to bring you into the support forum ticket where you can start selecting stuff. Now, once you're inside of the support forum ticket, you're going to actually need to select the category Dropbox of Creative Space Contest to submit it. And this is the part that's really annoying to me, is having to actually send in this ticket like this. They should just have like a dedicated page for this just straight up on the website, I feel. So once you sign into the support forum on the official website via the link, then you're going to select submit a request on the top right, and then from the category you're going to select Creative Space Contest to submit, and then you're going to enter the required fields to submit your entry. So when it comes to the required fields, you're going to need to make sure that you have the Creative Space name, and you're also going to need to have the Creative Space number. So whenever it comes to posting on X, formerly Twitter, whenever you submit your tweet on there, you need to make sure that you use this hashtag right here, hashtag Creative Space Contest. Now I'm gonna put that in the video description below too, so it'll be easier for y'all to find. And as well, I'll also put a link below to this Creative Space Contest on Twitter, so that you can actually open this up and y'all can see this too, so you can get a good idea of what everybody's doing. There's actually some pretty neat little Creative Space Contest submissions in here too, so definitely check them out. But whenever it comes to posting your tweet on Twitter, after you have it posted and you've used this Creative Space Contest hashtag and everything, you want to make sure that you copy the URL of your tweet, and you want to put that in the application form. It's going to ask you in the application form for the URL of the post of the X. So the way that you would find that too is if you're not familiar with Twitter really. Now this is on PC, so it's probably going to be a little bit different for you if you're on mobile or something. But right down here in the bottom right, there's an option where it says share, and you can actually copy a link of a tweet right there. So you can copy the link of your tweet. So we do have another campaign that's going to be coming to an end coming up here with maintenance, and this is actually very worthwhile to do too. This is the new and returning Arks Call to Arms campaign. And in this campaign, you can get Matoi's outfit as well as some other little goodies, and most importantly, 500 Star Gems, which is a ton of Star Gems. Now, applying for this is actually pretty complicated again, just like the Creative Space Contest was too. I'm going to go ahead and just walk y'all through a little bit of how to use this here. Now, for step one, you're going to need to use the online Arks ID generator which is this webpage right here. I'm gonna leave links in the video description below for this stuff too, so that y'all can just come here and check it out. But you need to use this website right here, and you're going to use an image that you have saved from the game, like a random screenshot that you have in the game that you want to use, and you can upload it right here via this select image icon here. And you also want to make sure that you fill in your player ID as well as your character name, your ship, your alliance, and then like a little title for your picture. And as well down here there's going to be like a little info field that you would fit in. And at the very bottom right down here you can select like a backdrop for the back of the card, and as well you have to make sure that you generate Arks ID down here. Now once you actually generate the Arks ID, it's going to give you some information there where you're going to have to use that information to post a tweet, or formerly Twitter, it's now X. And you're going to have to post that information there on Twitter. But all the information that you need will be on this screen after you create your Arks ID, and you're going to use that information on X, which was formerly Twitter. Now after you have tweeted this, step 3 is going to be sending your own player ID and player ID name, as well as the URL of your Twitter post that you made. And there's a submission form right here, which actually takes you to a Google document form. This stuff is super complicated. I hate how they did this, but this is where you're going to fill in all that information at. So I'm going to go ahead and show y'all where you would find your player ID in the game real quick. If you open up your menu and then you go to personal and then character info, you can see right here in stat information, you can see right here where it'll show player ID name here up here at the top, and as well it'll also show player ID number up here at the top too. So when it comes to the new and returning Arks Call to Arms giveaway, this first portion of it right here, I'm going to show you all the Google Doc where you would actually enter in the information. So again, you're going to have to actually create that Arks ID like I showed you on the website, and then you're going to have to tweet it out, or X, with a Zeet, I guess we call those now. So you're going to need to do that, and then from there you're going to copy the link of your tweet that you have posted, and you're going to need that link for right here. And then from there, you're also going to need to put in your player ID name, and as well, you're also going to need to put in your player ID, and then you submit it. And that's just that simple. They made it extremely complicated on the website to understand all of this, but once you get here, it's actually pretty straightforward. And you can see right here on the screen some of the gift prizes that we have for participating in this. And there's actually like a lot of really nice rewards here. So the next part of the campaign here is for new and returning Arks. Now this could actually affect players that are already playing the game too. And they have a new and returning players logging into the game during the campaign period will receive some special rewards. But there's also another little bit here where you can tell them what player referred you to come back to the game, or what player asked you to start logging in again. And it's actually going to give 400 star gems as well for doing that. And it'll give those star gems to the person that suggested you too. Now this is going to be pretty complicated to actually put the info in for though. So we'll go ahead and go over the eligibility requirements for new and returning players. So new players, there's anybody that created an NGS account for the first time between September 26th and the start of scheduled maintenance on October 24th. Now for the returning player campaign, it's going to be for members that have not played the game since August 30th and that have logged into the game somewhere around September 26th or beyond. So that will qualify you into that. So if you logged in between August 30th and September 26th, you won't be able to actually count as a returning player. But you can see that there's some gifts right here too for the new and returning player bonus, and it's a lot of really nice stuff here too. But most importantly is going to be the additional gifts for letting us know what player invited you, which is going to be the 400 star gems. So when it comes to how to let us know which player invited you in NGS, you're going to need to have a little bit of information here, and you're going to have to use it in the submission form. Now there's another Google form document here too that takes us for this. I really hate the way that they did this, honestly. It's very complex. I feel like a lot of people are not going to bother with this, but it has a lot of really nice rewards, so it is pretty nice to actually do this. So there's actually another Google Doc form here that you're going to have to submit like a bunch of info into here as well. Okay, so I'm just going to make this a little bit easier for y'all, and I'm going to go ahead and show you here on the Google Doc on the new and returning Arks giveaway what the information that they want you to add in here. Basically up at the very top here, it's got two portions here that you need to input, and this is for your friend. So they're saying that they want you to input the player ID name of the player who called on you, so your friend, and then they also want you to input the player ID of the player who called on you from your friend. So this one's going to be the actual like ID name, like mine is Little Miss Thunder, for example. And then this right here is going to be the little numbers that they need, which you can also find in that same area which I showed you before. And then further down here, they're going to need you to enter in your own player ID name and as well your own player ID number. Okay, so this part of the video, I think most of my viewers will know where the trades I'm about to mention are. So here's a checklist you can pause to save yourself some time. This is weekly trades that you should be doing every week. I'm going to go to each location and showcase them some as usual for those of you that don't know where these trades are, as well give a little bit of information along the way too. Okay, so first up we're going to go to the first shop on the left in Central City here, and that's going to be at the Item Trader Travis. Now Item Trader Travis has a trade here for Item Exchange, and at the very bottom down here there's an N-Augmentation success rate 10% that you want to trade in for. You can get 3 of these a week, and it takes 30 gold Prim swords total to get these. Up next, we're going to mention the Arks Record Badge Exchange. The Arks Record Badge Exchange has weekly star gems that you can get here, and as well there's also weekly Arms Refiner 2s that you can get here. Now if you're doing multiple ships for the Arks Records, you're actually able to get these really easy via extra ships, just doing one run on each ship for the Arks Record ranking, and then you can use your badges on your main ship for these Arms Refiners or camos or whatever. Up next we're going to mention Item Exchange Stia. Towards the very middle of the section of Item Exchange Stia, you can get a hold of some various capsules here. These aren't really worth too much anymore, but something I do want to mention is you can get a hold of Arms Refiner here, and you can actually get 10 Arms Refiner a week from this. Now up next I'm going to mention the Aegis Integra Exchange, and towards the very bottom of the Aegis Integra Exchange you can trade in for all the Aegis Souls and the different Dominas so you can make the Hal Finale, which is still a very useful and expensive capsule. And then next we're going to mention the Giga Strugment Exchange. Now the Giga Strugment Exchange has some of these old Defi capsules inside of here, and as well there's also some camos that you can get a hold of. And you get Giga Strugments from either killing gigantic enemies in the Alio region or now the Redum region as well. And then next we're going to mention the Growthment Exchange. You get Growthments from running various little quests and tasks in the game, and as well you also get them all the time from running Lucille Exploration. And there is a limited time trade here for the Arms Refiner 2, and as well there's also a limited time trade per week for each one of the weapons and the armors that's in here for the fixes. Okay, and then from there we're going to go ahead and go to the last shop on the right down in Central City, and that's going to be at the Item Enhancement Shop. There's a couple of trades here as well. Towards the very bottom down here, exchange enhancement materials and then other enhancement materials. You can trade in for your gold Prim sword and armor 2s here, which is useful for taking any of your gear to plus 70. And as well there's also the Photon chunk trade in here, which you can use to unlock potential level 6. And then as well there's also some Arms Refiner 2 trade in here, where you can get 2 of these per week now too. Now next we're going to go ahead and go up the stairs here in Central City, and that's going to be the Alliance Activity Support NPC Tim. And Tim has badge shop trade here where you get Alliance badges for doing Alliance tasks. Now you can actually trade in weekly for your Genesis points, star gems, and as well there's also triggers inside of here too that randomly hold different amounts of value. Some of the ones here for the Dark Falls, for example, you can get like Aegis Souls and Arati Souls, and the Redum Mining Rig defense in particular actually had some pretty good value recently because those actually got updated to have a new rank too. Okay, so the last part of the video here, we're going to go back to base PSO2. Now base PSO2 is a separate download from NGS. You will need to have it downloaded as a DLC. It is completely free, it is a large file, but it's very worthwhile to have it. But we're going to go to base PSO2 to get a hold of Casino Star Gem, and as well we're going to trade it for some Buster Medals for Star Gems too. So the way that you get the base PSO2, if you're next to any reuker and you go to block transfer, up at the very top is an option for transfer to PSO2 block. Okay, now alternatively, if you're on the main menu and you go to ship selection and you select your ship, then from there it's going to authenticate your ID and it's going to take you to your character selection screen. And once you select your character, it gives you an option for going to either PSO2 NGS or base PSO2. Now upon logging into base PSO2, it's going to put you right here in the middle of the Ark ship lobby. If you turn around, there's an elevator right here that you go to that'll take you to the shopping plaza. And then from there, if you jump down right here, and you turn back around again, you'll see the entrance to the casino right here. Now up to the left of the stairs of this will take you to the Buster Metal Exchange. We're going to go ahead and go up there real quick and I'll show you the Buster Metal Exchange shop, and I'm going to get my star gems from this. So right here is the metal barterer, and if you talk to her, she has a Buster Metal Exchange option here. And the ones you want to go to is exchange Buster Metals for limited items. And right here you can trade in for weekly star gems. And you can see that 200 Buster Metals will give me 50 star gems, and you can see that an additional 400 Buster Metals would give me 50 more star gems. So that right there gave me a total of 100 star gems for doing that trade. Now the way that you get a hold of Buster Metals is either via running Buster Quest, or more importantly, back in August they updated the triggers for Cradle of Darkness to where those drop Buster Metals inside of there. So you can actually do some PSE bursting in Cradle of Darkness, and you can get a hold of Buster Metals pretty easy. You can get like a nice little stockpile of them within an hour. and it turns into some nice little star gems per week. So we're going to go ahead and run down here, and we're going to go inside the casino, and I'm going to show you the trade that's inside of there. And as well, I also wanted to mention that you get a hold of the Cradle of Darkness triggers from the Alliance badge shop. So it's back in base PSO2's Alliance shop. But once you're inside of the casino here, if you run over to the left, the prize attendant chip right here, and you can go down to exchange for a limited prize, and you can get weekly star gems here for casino coins too. Go ahead and do that real quick. Now, if you're wondering how do you get a hold of casino coins, the way that you would get these is via casino coin passes. So if it's your very first time in the casino, there's an attendant right here where has like random little tasks around the casino, and he'll give you some casino passes for doing those tasks. There's also some Arkuma slot machines down here, and those give a lot of casino coins too, depending on RNG. It's a little bit of a battle to get some, but you can make a lot from that. Now, you take the casino coin passes to this machine right here, the Vol Dragon. You can either spend 1 pass at a time or 5 passes at a time. We're going to go ahead and spend 5. And that's going to use 5 passes, just to give you an example. And he's going to spit a random value of coins out at us. And sometimes he'll give you just 100 per pass. You can see right there a little bit of RNG. We got 200 for one of them. And he can actually give all the way up to 500. So a little bit of RNG, you might get some extra. Now, another way that you can get a hold of casino coin passes, and that's what I tend to usually do myself, is via doing daily orders. And we're going to go ahead and show you that. It's back in the main Arks ship lobby of base PSO2. So here we are back in the main Arks ship lobby of base PSO2. If you run over to the left, there's a daily order attendant right here. And the daily order attendant, usually at the very bottom, she has like some collect things where you can like harvest items via fishing and mining and killing like a couple of enemies inside of quests and stuff. These are the ones that I tend to focus on because you can actually stockpile like a lot of these items, and then you can just be set for a long time. But there's also other little daily orders inside of here via like killing certain enemies. Some of these collect orders like these, you can actually create a support partner and send an auxiliary support partner out to go collect these for you. Some of these are kind of complicated and will take a long time. Some of them are really easy if you know where to find the enemies. Like this automated one, for example, would be really simple to complete. As I mentioned, there's these gathering ones, and you can see that I just grabbed this forest tomatoes one, for example. Now you can see I have 132 of this forest tomato item. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this in. It's gonna try to get me to turn in all of them that I have, but I'm gonna adjust this value to where I just turn in one. That way, so it just completes the daily order for me, because that's all I'm interested in, is just completing the daily order. But when I back out, it's going to pop up saying that I've completed a daily order, which gave me 5 casino coin passes. And that's going to be a minimum of 500 casino coins, if not more, depending on RNG. Now, you can actually do this per character that you have every single day, too. So you can get a lot of casino coins every day, just from having multiple characters and having some stocked up turn-in items. And then that in turn turns into a lot of star gems per week. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for the video. I saw SEGA up the drop rate of the Halloween urgent quest this week. Did any of you have any luck with drops in there this week? Let me know down in the comments below if so, please. Speaking of which, likes, comments, and subscribing is a free way that you can help my channel grow, reaching a larger audience. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a wonderful day, friends. I'll see you all in the next one.